Listen, the world is full of sounds. Many sounds are familiar to us. And when they're familiar, you know what to do when you hear them.
Hello. Shoddy morning. Sha. De Saturn Kent home. Kente. By Mujon. Feckenwich and Shinhu.
Nature is also full of sounds. Though these sounds may not be familiar to most people, they can be understood by other animals. When you hear this, it's not just a noise. It has meaning that the bird is trying to communicate. In this case, the thrush is saying, "Hello, I'm here. I'm all right." Each bird can communicate several different messages. For instance, the common northern cardinal can say, "This means I'm hungry." "The children are hungry. Bring food." In a cardinal family, parents and young make this soft chipping sound to coordinate movements in vegetation without giving their location away to predators. An adult male uses this call to shoo fledglings away from a nest when a new brood of eggs hatches. And this male is singing to attract a mate. Of course, there are many, many different species of birds, each communicating with different sounds. Here, for instance, is a swamp sparrow singing for a mate. This trilled song is extremely difficult to make. The healthier the male, the wider the pitch range and the faster the trill. So female swamp sparrows can tell from the song which bird is in the best physical condition and thus most desirable. Northern mockingbirds know hundreds of different songs. A typical male will sing one song 3 to 4 times, switch to the next song without pause, and so on for long periods. The more songs he can sing, the older and more established he is likely to be. The song of the veery is a haunting, two-toned descending spiral. How does it do that? Birds can make such complicated sounds because of the unique structure of their instrument. We humans push air from our lungs through a vocal box called a larynx that vibrates, making a single sound. We adjust pitch and tone both at the larynx and by the shape of the mouth. Birds have a similar structure, but it's doubled. The syrinx of a songbird has 2 membranes, allowing it to make separate sounds at the same time. Every species has its different physical variation that helps it make its song. In the cloud forest of Central America, the 3-wattled bellbird makes itself heard by swelling and contracting the muscles on its neck and back, heaving its chest, opening its beak incredibly wide, and releasing a bonk that can be heard for more than half a mile. The sounds that birds make also relate to their environment. A bird who lives in open fields can have a fast, complicated song like this bobolink. A bird that lives in a forest needs a sound that can project through trees and branches, sometimes loud and piercing, sometimes deep and low. But where is the bird? Is it in a tree or on the ground? Sometimes you can hear birds before you see them. Sometimes your ears are better tools than your eyes. Here in the rainforest, the branches are so thick that you can't even see birds when they're flying. So we listen to know who's there. There's this duet between a pair of gray-breasted wood wrens. A black-faced solitaire whistles this ethereal song. If you listened very carefully, you could identify more than 15 species here, even though you couldn't see a single one. The same is true in your neighborhood. Sometimes you have to use your ears to know who's there, like this bluebird. Some species don't even sound like birds. This is a catbird. You have to listen well to hear the different types of bird sounds. And just as you have learned to understand that this means you should answer the phone, or that this means you should get out of the way, you can learn to understand the sounds that birds make. Like this scream of the red-tailed hawk, which means, "This is my territory. Keep out." When you understand these sounds, you know more about the world around you. It all starts with listening.